I've already tried to make this video once earlier today, but the mic quality just was terrible, which I guess kind of goes into what I'm going to be talking about today. Welcome to my personal journal. It's basically going to be a bunch of videos that I am not going to edit, nor am I going to touch once I press stop on recording this video, because I want it to be the most purest form of journalism about my life that there is. I bet you can probably hear the chair creaking because of how bad this quality is going to be, but it's really only for me. But if you somehow found this and you want to subscribe or comment, I'll look at it. I might respond. But this is basically just me trying to get better articulating my thoughts by talking to a camera almost every day so that I can get better at speaking to other people. So again, if you found this video, please watch it. Maybe you'll find things interesting. I'm down to talk about it with you in the comments. So let's get into it. I believe there is beauty in everything. And by everything, I literally mean everything. There is a design, a value, a worthiness in everything that we see. Simply just looking around the room that I'm in or you're in, every single thing there is beautiful. Now, when I say that phrase, your mind probably goes to two different things. One, that's a very optimistic view. There is beauty in everything. And two, I can think of some things that are definitely not beautiful. And I'll be touching both of those, but I'm going to start with the optimistic form because who wants to start with the bad news? There's beauty in everything. But what does that word beauty really mean? If you dig straight into it, what does beauty mean? Is it the same as me calling an attractive girl beautiful, or me calling a floral design on my wall beautiful? It's the same word, but they have different meanings. And so I'm going to be breaking up beauty into three basic parts. Again, I'm not going to be editing this, so you're just going to have to follow with me and actually use your brain for once. But you probably clicked off because there's been no editing it anyway. There's beauty, true beauty, and pure beauty. Ready? Beauty is what you see on the surface level. If I take our mind can calculate if someone be a good soulmate or a good partner to us in less than a second. That's just beauty. That's basic beauty. You can tell if someone's attractive or not so quickly. You can tell if you like a design or not so quickly. Almost in a blink of an eye. You can tell if that thing is appealing to you or not. That's just the basic blanket beauty. I don't know how much more I can really go into that subject. You get the gist. Basically, it's the beauty that when you look at immediately, you're like, I like that. That doesn't mean that everything else that you see that you don't immediately like or doesn't immediately jump out to you isn't beautiful though. Because to someone else's perspective, that thing might just be so much more beautiful. For example, you're given two people different types of artwork. One's going to interpret it two different ways. No matter who the person is. Maybe you'll have some similar views, but they're never going to be exactly the same. It's because everyone has different preferences. And so beauty can change on perspective, but only that basic part of beauty. True beauty is going to be the value of everything pure. Don't get confused with pure beauty. I'm gonna delve into this. True beauty, in my opinion, are going to be things that have been created or designed with no flaws, or at least perfect imperfections, if that makes sense. For example, when you look at a flower, or a blade of grass, or a bee, or some sort of animal, that is true beauty. No part of those do they ever have the inkling or urge to do wrong, nor have they ever attempted or have been justified to do wrong. They're simply there. In an animal's case, their instincts lead them down the way that they do, but no animal has ever been like mean in a sense. They've only been protective or doing what their instincts told them. None of them have ever gone out of their way to think I'm going to cause pain or hurt or suffering just because I want to. That's the difference I want to make. Same with nature. Nature is just true beauty everywhere. Another form of true beauty, in my opinion, is something that not only jumps to you, but also resonates with you on a deeper level than just that jumping. For example, your girlfriend is going to be much more beautiful to you, or even your wife or your spouse, than maybe a random girl that you saw on the street when you're walking past the mall. Why? They're still both beautiful, but the thing is that you have a connection with that person now. You have a connection of pure beauty between those two people, between you and her. It's almost a spiritual connection with you because you perceive it and you feel it and you value it so much. It then becomes a true form of beauty. That's how I describe true beauty. Now we go into pure beauty. And this is going to be something that is very rare, very personalized, and almost impossible to achieve or to really, really get to. Because in pure beauty, it's almost impossible. No human has ever been pure, except for one, if you're religious. Almost nature, as hard as it can be, it can never have a conscious, it can never think. It only relies on instincts and how they've been, in a sense, programmed. That's not the right word, but they don't, when nature never has the ability to do kindness, to push past that true beauty into that pure beauty, nature has never given back to the sense that it thinks or has that trueness of giving back. In my opinion, the only form of pure beauty you can ever have is when you give almost everything or your all to someone without ever expecting anything back, not even subconsciously. And that's impossible. Which is why I think pure beauty can only come from of a divine, of a divinity. That's the purest form of beauty that anyone will possibly ever reach, and some might not even think it's real. That's another whole other philosophical discussion that I won't get into, but that's the only way we can get into pure beauty. Now let's get to the bad news. Ready? There are some things that are ugly, right? Murderers, human traffickers, like cyber bullies to the point of almost people doing things that they should never do. Death, war, all of that. That's ugly. And let's dive into ugly. I personally believe those people were never born ugly, or were their destiny or fate, was always ugly. It is within their own circumstances and their own perceives what they think is beauty has been forced to be ugly, whether by someone else or by some other circumstance that happens in life that they cannot control, or maybe they can control and just something else happened that made them switch to be ugly. Beauty warped is ugliness. I am not going to defend these people. I'm not saying it's what they're doing is like, oh, it's okay because they were once beautiful. No. Because once you warp something that's so beautiful, that in itself is horrible. Whether it's your fault or not, if you committed an act of warping beauty on whether onto someone else or via yourself, that is unforgivable. I don't know what a punishment is. That's why we have the justice system that have adequate, but in the sense of all emotion, that is beauty turned ugly. So why am I saying all this? Because I truly believe at the end of the day, there's beauty in everything. No matter what you believe. No matter what kind of religious view, perspective view, emotional view, logical real view, philosophical view, it does not matter. Because if you truly look at the beauty of things that hold its value, the value of everything around you, and you really, really appreciate all of the beauty that are in the people in you, on the things around you, and the way that your life yourself is, how beautiful it is, how precious, how much value it holds. If you just give yourself a little bit of time, 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, just to really sink in to the beauty that is all around you, your life will be so much better because you finally hold worth in the things around you and yourself. You finally appreciate everyone around you. You finally just Your life, your soul is filled with a form of virtue and beauty that you just cannot not get enough of. You need it. You crave it. Once you realize that it's around you, all of a sudden you see everything in new light and you just want to know more. You want to learn more. You want to get to that true beauty. And maybe somehow experience that pure beauty that is out there, but just not readily available. I know it's out there, and I know it's for everyone. Hey, so that's all I have to say. Hopefully, the quality is good. If you got to the end, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. I don't know.